So hello everyone, my name is Emiliano and I want to welcome you here to Oren Right Now. It stands for Love, Trust, Generosity, and Integrity. And today we're bringing Salvador Espinosa, and he is a holistic healer that's been practicing for 26 years. And he combines his instinct with technique to support people in releasing stress, physical and emotional blocks. And today we're going to be talking about stress. So, my question, and welcome, Salvador. My question is I would like to know, how would you define stress according to your practice?
Um, well, I think it's a very good question. What we define as stress. So the way I see it, stress is whatever the response that come when under pressure to produce a result. When we have urgencies that demand more than what we are available to deliver in regular terms, when we need to accelerate our pace to deliver more of what we can do in an easy way, being an ease. Um, so
So what I'm
find stress when we are bombarded with a lot of information we need to process, and it takes more than, or it shakes us up, and it demands being in hyper alert, not just a regular alert, but it's kicking or system to perform more than what we do naturally.
Yeah, that's it's interesting to notice how in the past stress would be a certain way, and now in the present, like modern times, stress is different. So I think our listeners would like to learn what's a good way to deal with stressful situations or stressful moments in today's society, because there's a lot of people that have stress and they don't know what to do with it.
Well, I guess the easiest way I see it is to reduce, to be more mindful of your capacities and adapt to create conditions so you can have a lot of work that you are comfortable with. Move from the override and play. Take the work and whatever activity you do as in a playful way. When you are playing, I mean, some people take so seriously a game or playing that they get into under stress. So again, we do this urgence to excel. I think it has to see with this notion of um, hyper perform, and I think it's based also where there is a lot of competition and wanting to go for more. So just, I mean, it has its point. We can go beyond our limits, and that's important. I think the problem is when that is becomes a permanent situation and being constantly in override. That's where it's unhealthy.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that would be, we can allow times of leisure times, moments where we decompress, that we move out of that hyper alert, and so if we can combine the two, it will be more bearable. The problem is when the stress becomes um, the only way we know ourselves, and that's the impact all over or in every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, that's really good. So what you're saying is basically reducing all the activity, or reducing the amount of activity, or what we have in our calendars, basically, because we normally have our calendars packed with stuff, or that's how busy life would look like, and reducing would allow to distress.
Reduce or reorganize in a way that you can have, yeah, the moments of stress, but then you have the rewards, you know, the moments where you can decompress and but make it in a very balanced way.
Yeah.
So it's that's very personal. I think there is different people who have can handle more and others less, but at some point uh, the health is going to be involved.
Yeah. And in your experience, in all these 26 years of treating people, what are the most common, um, let's say, consequences for people dealing with stressful lives or lifestyles?
Well, it consequences are they go from having headaches and being uncomfortable, aches and pains, uh, neck, shoulder tightness, all the way to heart attack. I
Mm,
mean, to have acidity in their ulcers,
mm,
and it can go to bring them into put them into position to have accidents when they drive, you know, relationships they affect the relationships with their in their family, in their work environment. So it impacts everywhere. they,
mm,
they can't sleep, they don't they cannot find a place where they have a deep rest. And so there is no the body when it gets into the phase of restoring, it has to go in the cycle of sleeping. It needs to go into deep sleep, and sometimes they don't they can't get into that space because it's so excited, the body, it's so it doesn't reach those moments. I forgot what's the state. I think is the theta state of
yeah. Yeah.
the deep waves.
Yeah.
They can rest better. So
Yeah. And it's I think stress, from what I'm hearing, leads to depression, I'm sure. And then depression can lead to other um, different conditions.
of course that's the doorway to deterioration on the physical health, and the body starts to cannot develop its own abilities to restore.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's the fight or flight instinct, you know, is this where the parasympathetic system nervous does not get activated. It's bypassed by the sympathetic that is constantly excited, constantly active. So there is no deep rest. So that starts to deteriorate the body, and it open the gate to all kind of ailments.
Hmm. Wow. So, and to just to wrap this interview up, because the intention is to make it short and very, very concise, I would like to know, what would you recommend someone that is going through this? Like, what would be a first step, besides, of course, like reducing, but like, who would you recommend them going to? Like, what's a resource that you would recommend for someone that's dealing with a lot of stress and they don't know what to do with that stress?
Well, the most common thing is people will go into exercising and have intense routine of exercise. That's a great way to release
Okay.
extra physical energy, and it's great also because it it builds resilience in the body. It gets um, to help the body to release endorphins, such as
Mm,
and there it's a chemical reaction. It's a neurotransmitter that brings this sense of ease in the
mm,
body. So that's a great way to funnel the energy, the excess of energy, exercising,
mm.
aerobic exercise, preferently, I would say it. Um, another way to manage would be meditating. I mean, that's that. In order to meditate, you got to slow your brain and your mental activity, and that will take a lot of it takes a lot of energy to get there.
Mm.
But that would be awesome if they can do that, and have allow themselves to have allocate time in their calendars with no activities. So leisure time, uh, being able to spend random times without out of the routine.
Wow, that's awesome. I
Play.
playing, yeah. So, if you wanna if you're in a stressful situation or in a stressful environment, reducing your activities, exercising, meditating, playing, having free time, leisure time. Those are the would be the best. And if you what I'm thinking is, if you can't find your way through that, maybe going to someone that you can trust, I guess, and asking for support, right? Maybe relationships, close
Oh,
relationships.
yes. Well, either relationship that the people that you can speak with, you can release um, verbally. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, and have some body work. That's a great way also to flush, to get to help the body to restore some balance.
And that's how you've done it throughout this years through body work, right?
Yes, that's been the field where I have specialized doing hands-on body work, and and definitely it's a great way to pierce through the shield that gets created by the this fight or flight system that kicks in. So it's a great way to flush
Mm.
the excess of energy and tension. I get to develop a technique that maybe we're gonna talk about that in at some point.
Yeah. I would love to hear more about that technique, but if you want to share with us on a brief, what can you accomplish when you treat people? What's the outcome?
Well, the outcome is my clients what they experience is a sense of being out of time. They go into a timeless uh, feeling. They don't know how much time they've been in the table, and they touch eternity. That's one of the things that happen when they do that. It let them recalibrate and discover or remember, not discover, remember uh, an essential part of them that it's always there. It's just that by being so busy, we don't pay attention and we lost contact with.
Yeah.
Now, another experience they can have is to be their mind silent. There's no activity in their thinking process. It's gone. They are just connected to their breath and feeling and and their feelings. So that opens the space for deeper deeper healing.
Mm.
Uh, when we can um, get access to the feelings that they lead to sense more subtle things that again they are there. It's just that they've been buried with so much uh, tension and thought process that we cannot perceive, and eventually that leads to access emotions too. That's where the deeper healing happens, when they can by being in that space of silence, inner silence, they can start to listen what their body is telling them, and the emotions are a language uh, that can give us the guidelines to see what is prevalent within that we haven't acknowledged, so we can resolve things that we've been carrying, feelings of being isolated, uh, traumas, um, thought process that are separating us. So that's open the space to integrate in a deeper way and heal um, wounds that we may carry from early age, just by being in silent and being receptive to being in position to receive and listen what the body's always telling us. It's just that we don't have ears to listen that.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, it sounds like it's a very unique way of doing healing. Not a lot of people, and that's why you're in this interview, because this is for healers that are using holistic medicine, which is out of the conventional ways of healing, and that allow people to get better, recover, or simply experience more happiness and freedom in their life. So if people want to get in touch with you, what would be the best way people get in touch with you?
Uh, I guess could be by giving me a ring to my phone number,
Okay.
or send me a message to my email.
Okay. So we'll leave
Such is
your email in the bottom of this interview, and people can reach out to you there, or your phone number.
perfect.
Okay. Well,
Yes, I'd be very happy to get in touch and put my skills in service to your crowd and whoever it wants to experience something, being in that space, intemporal, out of time, and silent their minds. Yes, it's possible. Uh, Taste that space of silent, inner silent. It's like deep meditation. It's yeah, they receive assistance to get into that space of inner silence,
mm,
and there is such a blissful uh, feelings they come from there because they feel united. Is And I want to complete, yeah, saying that their mind, it's in sync with their bodies and therefore with their hearts. Mind and heart, they unite, and that is that's a place of hope, a place of um, possibilities.
mm. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and sharing your knowledge and your experience. I just feel that it's very being with you this time. It was very peaceful, and people that listen to this will actually experience that for themselves. So I'm very happy.
Very honored to be here with you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, till the next one.
Okay, we look for.